Go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Miss Camay Show. I am your host, Miss Camay, and today I have the utmost pleasure of interviewing a very important role model in the Las Vegas community here, Mr. Victor B. Cohen. Welcome to the show, Victor.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate, waking me up so early in the morning to do an interview. I'm supposed to be at the gym right now, but I have to get to work out later.
Well, thank you for making the exception for me. I really appreciate it. I connected with you a couple of ago at the announcement of your that's coming up again this month. And we were connected through a mutual friend. And so I researched on you and very inspired by what you're doing here in the local Las Vegas community. So tell our audience a little bit about where you're from. I know that you moved here to Vegas, you relocated here. So tell our audience a little bit about, where you were raised, kind of where you grew up and how you got to Vegas.
I grew up in the Midwest, Chicago area, suburbia, and I've been in Vegas for about 5 years now. And I did a lot of nonprofit work in Chicago. Actually, have been involved with different nonprofits for over 20 years as an athlete. And so it really just positioned me to have start my own foundation, which I started my foundation in 2016.
Perfect. So what made you choose Vegas? Why Vegas?
Well, if I got $100 for every question people ask me that, I'll be a billionaire. There's the thing about Vegas is because the energy is so great here. There's a lot of opportunity if you apply yourself the right way. It wasn't because the nightlife and the party scene, and that's just not my thing. But I have a business mind first and foremost. So I looked at the opportunity not just from the training standpoint. From when I do personal training, there's a lot of people here who work in the industry that have to look good for their job. Here,
yes,
it's a lot different. And here in the compared to here in the Midwest, people don't have to audition for their jobs in bikinis. Here is a whole different ballgame.
Right. So
personal training aspect that's a big business because that's how people make their livelihood based on how they look. This is a very vain city, so this is a great opportunity for personal trainers to get clients who want to look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Every show on the Las Vegas Strip, all of the talent here. They have acrobat, depth fit, definitely able to keep up with the show schedule, so yeah, physical fitness, diet, overall healthy lifestyle, is very, very real here. Absolutely. And where if you don't make the cut, there's somebody standing in line ready to take your place, right?
Absolutely. It's like, you have to audition for, like, say for instance, the women who work in the day spas or the pools. They have to audition in bikinis because that's how you make your money. So if you come in, not looking the way you're supposed to look, then guess what? You're not going to get the job.
Right. Exactly.
Even that job is seasonal. So from what I was told, when you get a job, yes, you have the opportunity to make a lot of money, but then they go on unemployment on the months that they're not working. So hopefully, if you make a lot of money during the summer months, then you got to make sure you invest it wisely so that can stretch out when you're not working or do something else.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. That whole transient kind of reputation of Vegas, right? People kind of come in and go, they're here for a few months and they leave and they come back.
It could be. I mean, but you have people here who are full-time residents, and this is what they do. This is their livelihood. So if it's not the pool, they're doing something else. They're working in a nightclub or they have a corporate job. You just never know.
Yeah. Good point. So I want to talk about your foundation the Victor Cohen Foundation. It's a 501(c)(3) foundation here in Vegas. This
Right.
is your foundation that you started, you said in 2016, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And it's a nonprofit organization that is passionate about reducing obesity and diabetes epidemic in our at-risk and disadvantaged youth and teens through fitness, sports, and nutritional educational initiatives.
Yes.
So you may or may not know, but I am a international title holder in plus size pageantry. And this is a topic that often comes up in the plus size world because, you know, we obviously that are plus size are traditionally 12 or greater. And there's such a misconception about, you know, these women being unhealthy. And so what's your take on that? What would you say about that? You know, obviously everyone is created different. Everybody has different body types, body styles. They're built differently. Diet is a huge part of, you know, living a healthy life. So can you kind of that topic a little bit? I mean, obviously, you know, we're dealing with it in our youth as well. And so in your experience of, you know, a person's size when you're talking, you know, exercise and diet and health?
I mean, I've worked with over 10,000 clients in my personal training career. So I've seen so many different body types come and go. And some of it is genetics, and then some of it is just, you know, the lifestyle that, you know, people decide to choose. But sometimes it's a medical condition. Like, say, I've had some clients in the past who have thyroid issues, and some of those thyroid people dealing with thyroid issues have their body weight is kind of, you know, up and down, zigzagging a little bit. But you know, a lot of it has to do, you know, with your genetic structure. Some people have, you know, larger size bones, and some people have smaller bones. But the plus size, you know, as long as people are comfortable in their skin, hey,
Yeah.
you know, and the confidence is there. That's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. How as a trainer and the clients that you've had, and I'm you know, I'm talking specific youth, you know, how do you address that topic with them? You know, kids are so impressionable, you know, there's peer pressure.
Well,
Um,
you have to, you know, in this day and age, a lot of kids have access to the internet, and they're really confused by social media, you know, especially the so-called role models who are walking around looking a certain way. Like, say, for instance, if I was a girl and I wanted to get skinny, and somebody who's a celebrity who has a large following would say, just eat ice cubes and celery and you'll drop some weight. And then these kids don't know any better, and they'll follow the same lead.
yeah.
So it's really up to the role models and, you know, these high profile people to, you know, tell the truth and relay the right message, not, you know, not just for their vanity's sake, but, you know, for people who are looking up to them.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, but a lot of it, the kids want to learn, and so basically, you know, we break it down to their level where they can understand it. Where we use a lot of picture illustrations. We teach them, you know, teach them the basics on nutrition. You know, we teach them, you know, how important exercise is to keep the brain healthy, and most importantly, we have to educate the parents so they can teach their kids. Because if you have statistically, if you have two overweight parents, the kid is most likely going to be overweight himself, because it's not the kid's choice, it's the parent's choice to help the kid make the right choices. But if the parents don't have the right knowledge, then how can they teach the kids properly? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. The great point. I mean, it all kind of starts in the home, right?
Exactly.
With the example at home. Yeah.
I mean, because I've had situations where I had a guy approach me years ago saying his son was borderline diabetic, and we were supposed to sit down for a meeting, and I wanted to see the kid, you know, in person, just so I
Mm-hmm.
could see how heavy he was. And then I tried to follow up. The guy never called me back. And then later on, I found out the kid ended up getting full-blown diabetes. So this could have been prevented had he had made the right choices for his son, you know. And let me tell you something, there's over 60 medications to band-aid the diabetes situation. So
Yes.
it's really um, it's really about making the right food choices and just staying active. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Great point. Really, really great point. Both of my parents passed away from kidney failure, and that pushed me into getting educated about kidney disease prevention and how it can be prevented by exercise. What you put in your body, and a lot of these health issues that we as Americans experience, there is a prevention stage. And there are things that we can do, before there's a diagnosis, right?
Right.
To keep our bodies healthy, and improve our quality of life that we live. So, yeah, education is great. Great point there. Why are you doing all of this? Why are you passionate about your local community, specifically our youth? That really drives you and pushes you, to do all the things that you've done. I'm reading your bio, and you support so many foundations, into your own, and you've been
Well,
doing it for some time.
here's the thing. For me, it comes naturally. I think I have the gift to naturally want to help people. That's why I do personal training, because the goal is to educate people on how to live healthier lives. So as a fitness expert, starting the foundation to combat these epidemics was second nature. Because the thing is, Las Vegas is only getting a touch of what I've done. I've been working with kids for, many moons.
Yeah.
So this is nothing new to me. It's actually, natural to me because I've been doing it for so long.
So, do you have a personal testimony? Do you have a personal
Well,
experience to any
I think
of the?
there's four reasons that I really, so starting the foundation first and foremost was personal to me, because first of all, I lost my mom to cancer. I lost my sister, my youngest brother, and then another family member. So I lost four people in my personal family, and that really hit me. But I lost an uncle to diabetes, and when you're young and you you look up to your uncle,
Yeah.
and then you see him going through these conditions, you don't know what they are. The next thing you know, he's getting his leg amputated, and he's going through kidney dialysis, and it takes a toll on the family because, had he had the right knowledge growing up, nutrition wise, and living a more healthier lifestyle, I think he would still be here. But when you grow up in the South, and I see this all the time, when in the southern states, they're more prevalent to being overweight because there's not the right education to educate people on how to eat properly. And
Right.
in those southern states, all they know is fried this and smothered that, gravy this, and I was down there recently last summer to visit my grandparents, and I went to the grocery stores, and I couldn't believe all the stuff I was seeing. I'm like, they trying to kill people purposely.
Yeah.
And then so it's really up to people like us to educate the general public, to make the right choices.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the country sure is not doing a good job of it, right? Is that a fair statement?
Here's the thing: it doesn't matter if you go to a high-end restaurant or a fast food restaurants. Their main objective is to sell food,
Right.
whether it's good for you or bad for you. And I've seen it. Let me tell you, when I go to restaurants, they hate me because I dissect the entire menu, take that out, put that in there. Don't let that guy come back in this restaurant again.
Well,
I teach my clients, look, if you travel for your business, then you have to dissect the menu like I dissect it. And if you're unsure, because I had a lot of clients who traveled as consultants, I say, when you frequent certain restaurants, grab to-go menus and bring them back when I see you at the gym next time. I can highlight, certain foods to stay away from. And
that's a great coaching method.
Yeah, the foods that I don't highlight, then those are great choices. You know what I mean? Because, you know, a healthy diet consists of different components. You got your proteins, you got your fibrous carbohydrates, you got your starchy carbohydrates, then you got to have your fats. So every meal should be balanced.
Right, right. Great point. And so you just talking about kind of going through the menu for a client, is that, you know, kind of a special perk, you know, one of the, I guess, features and benefit to a client that would work with you? They kind of get that kind of personal guidance?
That's every client. You know, the main thing is clients want to see results. You know, my main job is to take away all the confusion with all my research and training, and we get straight to the point and what works, and we eliminate what doesn't work, because I've seen so many fad diets over the years.
Yeah.
That's a waste of time. Here's what you need to do, and it's not that complicated. You got to stick to the basics. You got all the healthy food choices. There's good carbs and bad carbs. You got to know to stay away from certain types of starches and so forth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And, I think what people find, and I'm learning this as I'm on, a journey to a healthy, healthy diet. A lot of times there are, exceptions that can be made for, someone's favorite, food choice. For example, rice. They say, I had a doctor tell me one time, if it's white, it's not right. Don't eat it. Don't eat anything white. Nothing white at all.
That's true, because it's in bleached white flour.
Right.
And if it's not natural grains, then you definitely want to stay away from it.
Right, exactly. So for somebody who likes rice, there are healthier options. There are healthy alternatives that a person.
Brown rice.
Yeah, exactly. So let's shift gears a little bit. And I'm just assuming, because I've never had this experience myself, but I understand that you played with the Cincinnati Bengals from 92 to 95.
Yes.
So you're an NFL alumni member. Love the sport. It's great. Were these, types of health benefits and, workout plans and meal plans, how much of that how much of that did you really focus on, or was a part of your life when you were in the NFL, training as a professional athlete? I can imagine it's, like real magnified.
Oh yeah, that's when you are paid to play a certain sport, that's your job. Part of your job is to eat healthy and be able to perform at the highest level. So it's really part of the whole being an athlete scene. You have to eat right, you got to train, you got to get your rest, you got to take the proper supplementation. So it's all part of it, because every position in football, they have a certain height and weight requirement. And
okay.
So, like, say for instance, if I was an offensive lineman, then I don't need to be lean and fat. I need to be big and bulky so I can stop people. You know what I mean?
Right. So a lot of it.
Yeah, it's definitely it sets you apart from the rest, because for every person who made it, there's 100 people waiting to get that opportunity. So you really have to be on top of your game, overall.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say to a young teenage boy, 14, 15 years old, who is, very passionate about professional sports, really pursuing, achieving that goal, playing in the NFL or playing in the NBA? Summer League happens here every year here in Vegas. The Raiders are coming here to Vegas, which we're really excited about. And a lot of times, our youth, they can kind of get the wrong idea, the wrong impression of what it is to be an athlete, to play in the NFL. Well, so what would you say to those, teenage boys that, are really wanting to pursue, that their dream of playing professional sports and being a professional athlete, from your experience?
Well, as a young kid, when I was in grade school, I was always genetically gifted in sports. And I would say to all the kids, if you are blessed to have those types of skills, yeah, pursue them to your best of capabilities. However, what happens if you don't make it? Then we're gonna go to. So education is first. Get your education. Like my dad said, get your education, because no one can take that away from you. when you go into a professional sports, you can lose your job like that, but they can't take away your education. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Education is first and foremost. And like I said previously, if you are gifted as an athlete, no matter what sport it is, then hey, go for it. You know,
Yeah.
because to get to that level, you have to eat, sleep, and breathe that particular sport. It's a 24/7 job.
Yeah, and not to mention, the public being, having access to your life, right? Your personal life, anything that could potentially happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's why, you have to be real careful on who you're dealing with, before you get to that level, because once you get that, then that's public knowledge. And, people try to look for anything to, oh, this guy is this and this guy is that, or she's doing this or that. So you really got to, watch what you're doing, before and after.
Right,
Because
right.
you're a public eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just having a little bit of fun in our interview. Any comment about, the recent Raiders release of Mr. Brown?
Well, at the end of the day, when you're in that position to make that kind of money for something you love to do, why just stay focused on playing football. You don't. Here's the thing. I've been with guys, I know guys I've played with, and when money changes people. I don't care how you say it, money changes people.
Yeah.
And I've seen people make millions of dollars and act a fool.
Yeah.
So just stay humble.
Yeah.
Because when you stay humble, your blessings come back tenfold. But a lot of these guys just, they get this platform and they do stupid stuff on social media, and at the end of the day, you got kids looking up to you because they want to be like you, but you are here acting a fool. Just play,
Right.
shut up and just play ball. Simple.
Yeah. It's easy, right? Just play
Yeah,
ball.
it's easy, but the ego gets in the way. But what happens when all that fame and fortune is gone? Then what do you have?
Right. Yeah. Great point. Great point. Great information. So let's talk about your fabulous all-white party that you've got coming up. Super excited to attend. This is the third annual all-white event, correct?
Yes, yes.
This is
It would have
third.
been the fourth. It would have been the fourth, but I was looking for venues last year, and talking with three different locations, and at the end of the day, a lot of people took their time getting back to me, so they wasted a lot of preparation time. So I ended up having to cancel last year, and I said, this year I got to make it happen.
Yeah.
But here we are, two venues later. I'm on my third venue now because of complications, not from my side, but from the venue side.
Yeah.
And so yesterday I had a chance to look at another location, and, we're moving forward regardless.
Yeah.
As I said yesterday, I did a Facebook Live. I said, you can't stop a star from shining. And,
Right.
The thing about, as an athlete, there's always going to be non-believers, and there's always going to be people who doubt you, and you have to prove these people wrong. So therefore, if you're passionate about something, you'll make it happen or continue to make excuses.
You made a great point, and I definitely want to get more into the event. But you talk about people not necessarily supporting you, or people, I guess people call them haters, right? Hashtag haters.
Well, that's true, but you know what? If you bring yourself properly, then some of your biggest supporters come from strangers you never even met, because they see what you're trying to do and they appreciate that, and they want to be able to support, to say they had a hand in helping.
Yeah.
But it's just those people who don't want to see you success because they don't have that drive, that tenacity, that focus that you have. So they want to just try to, in street terms, put salt, on the game. You know what I mean?
Right. Or throw shade, right?
Yeah, they want to throw shade. But you know what? If you want something bad enough, as I said previously, then it's gonna happen, regardless. So
Yeah.
no one can stop it. It's like trying to stop a freight train going downhill in San Francisco. It's not gonna happen.
Right. Exactly. Um,
But the all white party, that's a concept that I came up with. Actually, the first all white party I went to was in Chicago. I had a client invite me, and I thought it was very cool.
okay.
The energy is so nice there. Everybody's dressed in all white. It's like walking into heaven.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's
Right.
like the energy is so great there, and everybody's looking good, feeling good, having a great time. And so I said I should try one of those. And then the first one I had in 16, they had over 300 people there.
Nice.
It was overwhelming because there's a lot of planning on the backside that a lot of people don't see.
Right.
But we made it happen. So here we are, third one. So the main objective for this fundraiser is to help raise funds for this clinic I have coming up in the near future for kids. The kids who are especially at risk for diabetes or the type 2.
Okay.
Well, this situation can be reversed, but we have a system in place that in 90 days will show that these kids can make a change, with the proper guidance. So we're raising funds for that because, we have trainers on board, we have doctors, we have nutritionists, there's an insurance factor, we got facility fees and so forth. So a lot of these things cost, additional funds. And
Right.
when you have a nonprofit, every dollar counts because
Right.
it's not like money just falls out of the air. Oh yeah, we're good. You have to, you have to constantly pursue different ways to raise funds,
Right.
to stay afloat on everything.
Right. Right. So sponsorship, constitutes building relationships.
Yes, absolutely. Fundraisers, and you have to get creative. When you have these events, you got silent auctions, you have raffles, you have so many different ways that you can raise funds, but you got to think outside the box.
Right. Right. So people, here locally in Vegas, or people who may be in town, the 28th, correct, is when the
25th.
25th. Okay. So what can people expect at your event? What can they expect?
Well, first and foremost, I like to position my events to be upscale for the affluent audience. But when they get a ticket, it comes with a drink ticket. It comes with hors d'oeuvres, fast food. It's a great atmosphere for networking. You never know who you could meet. Everybody's there for the main causes to support our youth here, and that's the main goal.
Okay, so will there be? Are you having a silent auction? Will there be vendor tables there?
Yeah, there'll be tables. We'll have a silent auction. There's a cash bar. There might be a live auction as well. So we're working different angles.
Okay, perfect. And where can people get tickets for this event?
Well, I made it very simple, just to go to the foundation website, which is vbcf.org, and the link for the Eventbrite page is right there. Or they can go to the Eventbrite page and search my name, and it'll pop right up. But it's easy to go to the website because the link is right there on the homepage.
Okay. And how much are tickets?
Well, tickets are first, they're tax deductible, whether you have a corporation or personal. The tickets are $75 individually, $130 for a couple, and then I also have a table of 10 option or table of 12 option, and that's also tax deductible.
Okay, wonderful. And obviously, the theme all white, so dress code, right?
Strictly enforced because my first event, I had people who walked in wearing regular clothes. I'm like, how did they get in here? So it kind of like defeats the purpose.
Right.
Funny joke though, when I first started doing all white events, and one guy's like, is it all white people? I said, no, you have to wear all white clothes. You know what I mean? So start from the ground up. White shoes, white slacks or linen or jeans, a white shirt. You know what I mean? And some white accessories, and you're good.
Yeah. And this is the only time where men wearing white socks is actually desired, right?
Yeah, because if you're wearing white socks with dress shoes, that's not a good look.
Right.
It's not a good look at all.
Right. So in closing, we're gonna wrap up here. I'm so grateful that you took time out of your day today. You know, that you put your workout off to sit down and with me. Get to meet in person. I'm looking forward to meeting you. I'm very excited for your event and supporting you and your nonprofit, especially because of the impact that it will have on our youth here in Vegas. I am a business professional myself. I have a nonprofit that I've started, and I have a mission to expose our homeless and underprivileged youth here in the Las Vegas community to an education and career in the legal field. And I'm very, very passionate about that. And so I'm looking, for other organizations and individuals that are making a difference and impacting the world, starting in our local communities, such as yourself. And so I'm very excited to, connect with you and your foundation and, support what you're doing. So thank you. Thank you so much for sitting down. In closing, Victor, what can you tell our audience about, of entrepreneurship? Because essentially what you are is an entrepreneur. You've been a professional athlete, you've played, professional sports, the lifestyle that you live, and then, now basically coming back to, what you're passionate about, what you're in love with, what motivates you and keeps you up at night. So what tell us, about that, about an entrepreneurial lifestyle that might resonate with somebody who is in corporate America right now, has a corporate professional position, but, their heartstrings are really being pulled on, what they're passionate about. What would you tell them?
Well, I would say use corporate America as a stepping stone, because the real path to wealth is having your own business. And, I come from a background of entrepreneurs on my mom and dad's side. So that's what I've seen growing up.
Okay.
But I always tell people, look, make a list of 5 things that you would love to be passionate about, or you are passionate about, and you'll never have to work a day in your life. So when you find your passion, you never have to work a day in your life. However, use your current workplace as a stepping stone to learn. So once you get to that level, then you can branch out to figure out, what kind of business you're going to start, and then, and use that experience to, start your own business. Start small and learn the ins and outs. Because let me tell you, I've been self-employed for over 20 something years. It's not easy, because when you go from a job that is paying you weekly or bi-weekly, and then you go from having your own being self-employed, then you got to make your paycheck. So you really don't have any room for error.
Yeah.
So you got to be on top of your game. You know what I mean? You got to be on
Yeah.
top of everything, from marketing to networking to choosing the right entity.
Right business structure, right? Setting up your business.
Yeah. You have to understand and be passionate about that business you decide to set up. So when you do this, you're 200% into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Great point. Where can people find you? How can people connect with you? And then, give us your website one more time for the all white party tickets.
The foundation website is tvbcf.org. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. My Instagram is I get you fit USA. So it's the @ symbol, the letter U instead of YOU.
Okay.
Fit USA. I get you fit USA. So the Twitter and my Instagram is basically the same, but Facebook, Victor B. Cohen. I'll be in a gray suit holding the football.
Yeah, we can't miss you, right?
I'm all over the place. LinkedIn, Victor B. Cohen, athlete. I'm on LinkedIn, and other platforms that I'm looking into. So I'm all over the place.
Okay, wonderful. And so once again, the Victor B. Cohen Foundation All-White Party, it's a fundraiser here in Las Vegas. It is on September 25th. The venue is yet to be announced. Mr. Cohen will be announcing the actual rescheduled venue on the 13th, correct, Victor?
Which is, Friday the 13th. There you go.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. So please connect with Victor. Follow him on social media. He's doing amazing things here in the local Vegas community, which I'm excited about, being a transplant here myself. Your tickets for the all-white at the website. Those stand for Victor B. Cohen Foundation, the VBCF.org is the website. The Eventbrite link is there on that homepage to get your ticket. Connect with Victor on social media, follow him, reach out to him, and let him know how you can support him here in Las Vegas. Thank you so much, Victor. I so appreciate you, again, giving me time today and sitting down and sharing with my audience, who you are and the fabulous things that you're doing here in our community. I look forward to seeing you at your event.
Excellent. So I do have an email. So if anyone wants to reach out to me, have me speak at their schools, my email is info@tvbcf.org. It's on the website. You can't miss it. And we have an 800 number on the website. So there's different ways to reach out to us. And if you have any specific needs for your school, maybe we can help out. So just definitely go to the website. It's very informative. And let's see how we can help each other.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that, Victor. Have a great day. We will see you very, very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you guys for watching. You have watched the Miss Camay Show interview with the infamous Victor B. Cohen, live from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Exactly.
Have a great day, you guys. Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.